just this morning, we were notified of a single case of measles in an infant under 1 year of age.
Pell City mom Audrey Piney says it's her 5-month-old daughter, Emma.
We went to the doctor on Monday, and they said that her rash was very suspicious.
We do know that this infant was cared for by a medical practitioner, and our knowledge so far indicates that that practitioner considered this diagnosis and took all the appropriate steps to protect other patients.
So they asked us to come in the side door, not to go to the waiting room. They had us in a trauma room to wait for the pediatrician to come in because they're so worried that she could pass it on to another child in the waiting room.
The state health department says the baby was contagious from April 23rd until May 1st.
She's had a runny nose. She had a fever of 104, and then she started breaking out, and those were the only symptoms that we noticed. And she's got the rash inside of her mouth too.
Piney says her daughter could have only contracted the virus from the doctor's office or when she took her to Walmart last Friday.
She hasn't been able to get vaccinated yet. So it's really scary having a small baby who can't have the vaccine yet. And all of the things that the measles brings is really scary when your baby's susceptible to getting it.
Since it's a live vaccine, it isn't recommended for kids under the age of 1. The health department says this is not an outbreak, but is urging everyone who's eligible to get vaccinated. In St. Clair County, Larissa Scott, WVTM 13. Piney tells me doctors collected more samples from her daughter today. The baby is feeling better with no fever currently, and her rash is starting to fade.
We want to update you tonight on the Alabama abortion bill that is getting attention all across the country. This week, the Alabama House voted for the bill. It would ban nearly all abortions.
Jefferson County Democrat Representative John Rogers spoke out twice against the bill, getting the attention of President Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr. He tweeted in part, "The extreme turn we've seen from Dems on abortion recently is sickening." Representative Rogers responded today.
Donald Trump's son, I know he's something wrong with that boy. I look at him and tell something wrong with him. He said, "Hey, that's the best defense I got for abortion right there, looking at him. He's evidently retarded or crazy."
Now Governor Kay Ivey is weighing in on the abortion battle in Montgomery.
WVTM 13's Chip Scarborough caught up with the governor today to get her take on the matter.
Every life is a blessing.
Governor Kay Ivey is firm when it comes to her views on abortion. She is pro-life.
It is a gift from God. The bill's still moving.
She's talking about a bill in the state legislature that would essentially ban abortions in the state of Alabama. The state house voted overwhelmingly in favor of the bill that would make it a felony for doctors to perform abortions. One exception would be a mother's health. Not included are rape and incest. Ivey is aware of strong opposition from lawmakers like Representative John Rogers.
Every life is a blessing and a gift from God, and John knows that.
The bill moves to the state Senate now. I asked Governor Ivey if she thinks there will be enough support for it to pass.
The legislature will pay attention and they'll address the issue.
Opponents call the abortion ban unconstitutional and say that it would cost the state a lot of money that could be spent on other things. In Birmingham, Chip Scarborough, WVTM 13.
Senator Doug Jones is not happy that Congress has not passed a disaster aid package, which means residents in Lee County still don't have federal help. Senator Jones tells us there's a partisan dispute in Washington right now over money for Puerto Rico, and that's holding up disaster aid for the rest of the country.
This really ought to be a bipartisan issue, and I just can't believe that folks on both sides of the aisle are still playing politics with funding while people of America suffer.
Now, just this week, the White House is showing flexibility with aid for Puerto Rico. A new Senate GOP offer would break up the logjam of aid that's set aside to go to the hurricane-ravaged island.
A violent week in Birmingham isn't showing any signs of slowing down. Over the weekend and into Monday, there were 7 shootings across Jefferson County. And last night, Birmingham police say Terry Bonner Jr. was found shot in a grassy area along 52nd Street in Ensley. He was taken to the hospital and later died. 2 people were taken into custody in connection to that shooting. Also last night, at least 3 other incidents. 2 people were shot on 35th Street, Ensley. Another person who was shot and was on the way to the hospital was involved in a crash downtown. And a 4th person was hit by a car in front of a house in southwest Birmingham.
This weekend, many will come together to show their support for Sergeant Wytasha Carter. He is the Birmingham police officer who was shot and killed in the line of duty earlier this year. His family has ties to the Lee Branch community of Shelby County, so the community's coming together to host a fundraiser Saturday in the parking lot right near the shops on Highway 280. The money raised will go to his wife and children.
So I can't imagine what it's like to lose your father at the age of 14. So it really touched my heart.
There's also an account set up at the Bank Core South for donations, and several businesses near the shopping center are also helping to raise money.
A school bus pilot program in Shelby County uncovered an alarming trend. The district put cameras on the inside and outside of 2 school buses for 90 days. They caught an average of 7 drivers per day going around the stop arm. Because of the results, the Shelby County Schools Transportation Coordinator wants to install more cameras on more buses by next school year.
So I'm hoping that it will result in being able to actually have these cameras on our buses so it increases the safety for our school children.
If the school board moves forward with this program, the third-party company that owns the cameras would be able to send the footage of drivers going around the stop arm to the district attorney, who could then prosecute the drivers. The Environmental Protection Agency is giving $600,000 to keep students healthy in Alabama. 5 school districts will receive rebates to replace old buses with new ones. That includes St. Clair County Schools, which will receive up to $200,000 for 10 new buses. The EPA recently changed its standards, meaning emissions from new buses are 90% cleaner than old ones. The agency says this cuts down on aggravated asthma, lung damage, and other health problems.
So water tests could help you decide whether you want to visit the Cahaba River to swim this summer. The Cahaba Riverkeeper says it collects information about what bacteria is present. If it's bad bacteria, that could lead to things like E. coli. So the swim guide comes out every Friday between tomorrow and September.
We want people to understand how the river works and make informed choices and prevent illnesses when we can.
Good information there. We're going to post the first river results of the year tomorrow. You can find those on the WVTM 13 app. Well, potential multi-million-dollar development may be headed to Bessemer. A local developer, or rather a developer, is looking at the old Bessemer City Hall. And WVTM 13's Mary O'Connell shows us what this